All right, ladies and gents, welcome to this video. My name is Taylor Rentard, and as always, the greatest agency growth channel, YouTube content that you can possibly find. And today we're going to talk about agency service expansion. So, look, we expanded services the first after like 4 years. We launched another service. It's a new type of Amazon advertising. It's parallel to what we do. But the point isn't what service we offered. The point is to talk about the mistakes that we made in launching a second service that we'll never make again. And I think that our new service, which last month produced about $23,000 in revenue, maybe could have been 50, maybe it could have been 75, maybe it could have been 100. I don't know where it could be. All I know is that it would definitely be further along had we not made these mistakes, in my opinion. Okay, so what was the mistakes that we made? First of all, we put one person in charge of running this service and had nobody else really going deep on the service with this person. Okay, and first of all, that's kind of hard because for the person who's going to launch that service and pioneer the launch of it, because they're by themselves. You know, they could consult with other people in the industry, but there's nobody internally within BetterAMS who has great context of, you know, BetterAMS's systems and everything else that can really help guide them through the process. And I tried to do that, but I didn't dive deep on what programmatic advertising is for Amazon advertising. So that caused an issue in my inability to actually give real guidance to this person who was running our second service and launching it. So first of all, make sure that whoever's launching this new service has someone else internally, ideally someone who has deep understanding of your agency, the systems that you have in place, and the kind of philosophies that you guys you guys have in place. Obviously, different agencies have different philosophies on things, and different, you know, people have different strengths, and so you don't really want two people that are exactly the same strengths. You kind of want two people that are quite different in certain regards, and so that you can have neurodiversity within this service that you're launching. And there was no neurodiversity internally. There was no diversity externally. You know, with I'm just gonna say Kyle. I mean, it doesn't really matter if anybody knows who his name is. Kyle is the person internally who's launched our service, and so there was no internal neurodiversity. It was very surface level. I was trying to guide him, but it wasn't really to the best of what could have been had I dove deep into learning this service with him or someone else in the company. But we're pretty small, so the people who could have done it and had the time to do it was pretty much me, and that was pretty much it, because I was the only one that's not really managing accounts. So that was my mistake, is not diving deep. You need to dive deep because you need internal neurodiversity, in my opinion. External neurodiversity is great, but I can't even imagine doing what he did alone. It would have been much better had I had someone else's opinion just to like go back and forth on with ideas, etc., and everything else. So the second thing is like part of the reason why I made that mistake. I had the time to go in and learn DSP in depth, but I think it was just actually out of laziness. And not really in a bad way. Like I was still working really hard on scaling BetterAMS, but laziness in my thought process for the decision not to dive deep into learning this service. Now the thought process was that learning a service of this magnitude, because I thought, you know, programmatic advertising is like kind of like mind-blowing stuff, just how much there is to learn. I would compare it to that of day trading, you know, penny stocks. I did day trading penny stocks before I launched the agency, and that is just like a ridiculous amount of factors to consider and things to learn when you're going into something like that. And programmatic advertising is that times 100, in my opinion. So I thought it was really complex, and I thought there's no way I can learn this thing at a level of depth that will be of benefit to Kyle. And it was completely wrong. Like I thought it would take way too long. I thought it would take like months. Okay, and I was completely wrong. It really only would have taken me like a couple of weeks of going deep, you know, with Kyle based on what he had learned in his previous months of doing DSP and everything else. It would take me a couple of weeks, a week at most, to really understand the core concepts, which is what we're going to get to here. So the major second lesson is that learning the core concepts of anything, this is my takeaway from this, and I could be wrong saying this, but anything doesn't take long, okay? if you have someone internally that you can bounce ideas off who's got a little bit more experience than you, if you have resources to great courses and great people within the industry of the service that you're trying to learn, keep in mind, we're not pioneering something. Like Amazon programmatic advertising isn't something that's brand new to the world. Programmatic advertising has been around for a long time. There's many experts on programmatic advertising. Kyle found this course that he sent me, which I was going through today for like multiple hours. A whole day was just spent learning programmatic advertising. And it didn't take me long to understand the core concepts of programmatic, to pick up on the ideal philosophy, the ideal strategy. It took me probably no more than like 30 plus hours, which isn't a long time. And so had I realized, okay, Taylor, we need internal neurodiversity. And I have that understanding when it comes to launching a new service. We need internal neurodiversity. It's a really important thing. And ideally with someone who basically is a stakeholder within your agency and understands a lot of the systems and processes, and they're an integrator and they can help, because I think it's the visionary's job within your agency to say, hey, this is fucking crazy. We need to be doing this. This is this new service we need to do. And so visionary side, I think Destiny got that right. And I don't even remember whose idea DSP really was, but I believe Destiny was pushing it pretty hard. She's the visionary inside Better AMS, and great. So visionary's job, hey, we need to go down here. Integrator's job to go and figure it out and make it scalable and make the service itself provide value and results for the clients. So visionary's job was done, and just a failure on my behalf for integrator's job, and leaving kind of Kyle in the trenches by himself for actually a year. And we just as he was leaving, just as he decided to depart at Better AMS, and by the way, he's departing on such a good note. Like he got a legendary opportunity in a role that is amazing. We're really excited for him. There's no bad vibes. We're super excited for him, and we actually having a party on Thursday to celebrate his departure, which will be really cool. And so, anyways, I left him in the trenches for a long time by himself, and we just had someone who was about to come in and learn DSP with him. But I'm so happy all of this happened because, one, I would have never realized that, that you need to go deep on understanding the new service that you're going to have. You need to have neurodiversity. So you need to have at least two people, and ideally one of those people is a stakeholder that understands your systems, your philosophy, your strategy. It's an integrator, etc. Secondly, you need to realize, I now realize that learning the core concepts of any unique system or service, especially when it's a service where it's not blue ocean, you're not the first person who's learning. It's been done before, and you can find great videos on understanding how to perform this service. It doesn't take longer than like 20, 30 hours. Okay. I think I'm at a point now where I can learn really quickly, and I have a lot of confidence in my ability to learn quickly. And also it's not like I'm day one learning advertising. I've been doing advertising for quite some time. So yeah, that was also a major lesson. Those are the two big ones I would say. And here's the thing. I should have started this video saying that our service expansion, like over the last 12 months, we launched this new service 12 months ago. Okay. Now today it makes up roughly 20% of our overall monthly recurring revenue. So last month's revenue was about 122,000. DSP, which is the second service we launched, made up about 22-ish thousand in revenue. So that's fantastic, and that's great. But had I known these things, I think that maybe DSP could have been at 50,000, maybe 75, maybe even 100. I don't know. And I think that the service itself has massive potential because it's so parallel to our existing service. But these were the two mistakes that were made. There's other things that can be taken out. But ultimately, you need neurodiversity internally, and you need to understand that like learning anything doesn't take that long. And don't be lazy like I was and think, oh, it's too hard. Like it's gonna take too long. It's not lazy in work ethic. It's lazy in thinking. It's lazy in my thought process. It's lazy in my logic. If someone would have said, well, why is it too hard? Why is it gonna take you too long? I would have had to come up with like another reason. Like it was a terrible logic, and I needed someone to be like, why? And then I would have been like, oh, I don't know, because it just seems a lot harder based on what I'm hearing. Well, that in itself tells you that I didn't really do my due diligence properly, and I should have dove deeper quicker. Okay. So those are the two lessons. Service expansion wise, great. Super happy with the growth. Super happy with what Kyle has done. Just very happy on the lessons that we've taken out of it. And that's it. So ladies and gents, surface expansion lessons rant. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you don't make my mistakes. Let me know your thoughts. I could be wrong in everything I'm saying here. I'm very open-minded. If you think I'm wrong, if you've experienced scaling your service or multiple services and your agency is a level far beyond ours, please, I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm making these videos because pretty much nobody makes videos talking about scaling an agency, from 7 figures to 8 figures. If someone was making those videos, I'd be watching them. They're not there. So, all right, guys, much love. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts. Ciao. And hey, wait, hit the subscribe button. It's the only thing I ask of you. Subscribe button, like button, comment section, all those things really helps the algorithm. But subscribe really is the one that keeps me motivated to keep making these videos for you. All right, much love. Ciao.